It's an unboxing of the long-awaited Kickstarter of the Wunder360 S1. I didn't actually think that I'd ever received the device, but I finally did. So, quick unboxing. It's a 360-degree camera. And it has supposed to have some 3D mapping features, but I highly doubt that it actually will. So in the box is actually just the camera, and a very large manual there. It's in multiple languages, and inside the box here is just a micro USB cable. So they kind of wasted a lot of packaging in there. They could actually just actually not even use the manual and just included the micro USB cable. So here's just basically just I'm gonna give you a brief little description here. It's got a socket on the bottom for you to mount it. It takes a little bit of figuring out what's going on with it, and there's a 128 gigabyte micro SD card that I put in there. Now on the manual it says the maximum supported is 64 gigabytes, but 128 gigabyte SD card worked just fine. Uses a standard GoPro battery, and let it charged up for probably maybe I would say probably about a good 30 to 45 minutes, and that went from I think maybe a 20% charge to about 90%. It doesn't take very long to charge up, and I say that it lasted probably a good 3 hours on a charge. And so this is it actually mounted on a little mini mount. You hold it down for about 3 seconds to turn on. It'll say hello, and then it'll give you the duration of the actual video recording length on the micro SD card based on if you're going to do a 60 frame per second or 4K video. And then you mainly just press the start stop button for it to actually start. And there, just changing the contrast so you can actually see the LCD screen there. You can actually change from video to photo and a few more. And so here's the actual demo of what it looks like on an actual phone. So this is a Pixel 3 connected to the Wunder360 using Wi-Fi. So it has its own Wi-Fi network on there, and so you can actually do like a preview. You can go to 60 frames per second, and then you can actually do a video. This is going through some manual options. I do want to recommend that you don't change the ISO settings, because once you change it, you can't go back to auto. So you have to do it manually. I don't know if this is just a bug within the app or firmware. You can kind of pan around. It actually does a fairly good 360 degree um, type of panorama in there, and you can actually do photos. You can do photos going all around 360 degrees. There's a little brief of my apartment. You can see the TV in the background, my carpet there, going around. But it's fairly responsive, I would have to say, and this is even with it connecting over Wi-Fi. You can do kind of continuous photos if you want to put it on a tripod. You can do a timer. I think you can change it from like 2 to 5 seconds there. And for some reason, you can see when you're shooting the photos, they're in, I think that is in 4K, but the video is only in 3K and 2K. You can do time-lapse video on there as well. Wasn't too kind of keep this connected for too long. I didn't try to see if you can use it in time-lapse mode with it connected to an AC adapter. And the video logging feature, the live blogging doesn't work when you have it connected to a USB, and that's what I was doing to record my Android screen. But for the most part, I was actually surprised that things actually worked on there. You can sort of use the video functionality, and while you're looking around on there, you can actually use different modes where you can use it to use a mirror ball effect when you're trying to pan and tilt and zoom within the Wunder360 app. You can change it to use a gyroscope where you use your mobile phone to kind of in a spherical space to look around, and you can actually use it in VR mode, or you can put it in something like a Google Daydream, or I think a Samsung headset, and you can actually see it in 360 degrees. Excuse my little bedtime timer. But basically, they're fairly simple controls on here. You can actually set it up to live stream to YouTube. And I'll put in a card in the video, or actually it was in Best Buy, and I did a little 360-degree demo for about 10 seconds. But didn't want to look weird in Best Buy with 360-degree camera. Thanks, and subscribe.